What's going on, guys? So it's finally time to repot our Ginseng Ficus. It's been exactly a year, not exactly a year, for trimming of the leaves, but I repotted it a year ago. And what I did was this has been an ongoing project. I put some tin foil over it, got some plastic wrap, because I wanted roots to basically grow from the side of the plant, so it can look like kind of like the jungle vibe. And from the looks of it, it looks like it worked. So I'll be opening this guy up and we'll see how it looks. Also, I'll be repotting him into a new, slightly larger pot. So you can tell it's just slightly larger than this one. So a little bit shorter too. I also did a better job at sealing the legs, because one of them actually came off in the middle of the year. So yeah, super excited. Alright, so the rain finally stopped. So yeah, here's the actual plant. Let's take them out real fast. And here's the actual root ball. So what I need to do is to keep these kind of side roots alive, because that's what I want at the end of the day. I don't want them to die off. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep most of the dirt right here, so it can trap humidity in, and these roots won't completely die. So the very weak and thin roots are going to die, sure, but with the soil and with a bunch of the roots, only the strongest roots are going to survive in the long term, and it'll be a nice, like, slow acclimation to this, like, completely dry weather now, because it's been in a plastic bag for who knows how long, a year. So what I'll really focus on is cutting these bottom roots and making sure that the side roots are the ones that are absorbing water. And I'll keep doing that. Let me move this little piece of moss over. It's actually some of the moss that I propagated from the little umbrella tree, so I'd like to keep them somewhere. Cool. So I think for now I'm not really going to touch the root structure, because again, I want to trap that humidity, but I will start kind of untangling the bottom roots like so. So this will definitely be the face of the plant, this root ball. Great, so let's start snipping this guy. And he sits flat. For the most part, he kind of sits flat, so great. So I want to only focus on the roots that are growing from the base of the tree, right? I want to keep these kind of aerial roots that are growing from the side. I want to make these the ones that are actually absorbing water when I first start off. So I'm going to have to, for example, carefully choose which ones are growing at the bottom. For example, this guy right here. I'd want to cut him, but not this guy. So I'm going to have to be very careful. It's going to take time, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the final potting process. So I made this 3D pot. It took me actually 3 days to finish because I had to wait for the print to finish. That took a whole day. And then I had to wait for all the paint to dry and multiple coats. But I think I did a way better job on this one. I made sure to seal the little legs, and I made sure to make them smaller from this design because they're really easy to just kind of crack off. So I made sure to seal them with my paint, so that should last a little bit better. And this time I actually painted the inside of the pot. I will, one of these days, recoat this, but for now this should be good. So now what I'm going to do is just start, I'm going to look for some new meshes, because I 3D printed a couple better ones to make sure, get the best drainage. So I'm going to go get those right now. So I put the meshes down, and now I'm going to start the bottom using some of the old soil. I do that because I'm kind of scared of the leaves. They're turning I don't know if I can get this in frame. They're turning a little bit yellow, and I'm scared that the plant isn't 100% healthy. I'm sure that it's just the room. As you saw, there's roots taking up the entire pot. So, printing another bigger pot might help it out. But I just want to make sure that it has some good, good microorganisms in the soil. I know there's some bugs. I've seen some bugs crawling around, so I just want to get that good base going. I probably won't use all the soil, but so I think now that all the roots are pretty tightly together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little hill of dirt, soil, and hopefully I can get some moss growing like what I did with my umbrella tree, and that should keep most of the roots alive. There's going to be huge dieback, probably the surface roots out here, but you know what? Some of them should survive, especially the ones that are drinking all the water at the bottom. You can use actually an inch. Great, so just finally finished repotting. Hopefully the roots will survive. Now let's take care of the leaves. So I do believe the plant is doing fine. It did start growing some new growths, some new leaf nodes. So they just started growing, so I don't think the plant is completely unhealthy, but it was running out of space, as you can see with the smaller pot. That's why I had to print a bigger one. So what I am going to do is basically just kind of probably first off take off all the wiring. I think I've acquired the shape that I wanted to, so I think I'm just gonna let the plant kind of grow by itself, making sure that the wire isn't too tight on the branches. That might be why it's turning this yellow color, but I definitely see some growth, new leaves, so I think the plant should survive all this. So what I'm gonna do is, for example, first off, take off the wiring. So there is a little bit of kind of, yeah, as you can see right there. I don't know if you can see this guy right here, but that was definitely cutting into the plant. So I'm glad I took it off now before spring. I wonder if that had to do with why the leaves are turning yellow, but then again, I didn't have any wire on this guy and he was still turning yellow, so who knows? Who knows? I gotta say, this has been my favorite bonsai repot so far. So glad you guys can see some actual older videos of this guy from some older updates. And I basically got him from Home Depot. He was in this little pot with no drainage holes. This little guy was destined to die. I saved him, grabbed him up. Look how pretty he's become. So, ooh, look at that. It's got some cute little moss growing right there. I don't know if you can see that. I doubt you can, but hopefully I can miss the next round of thunderstorms because that was kind of lame. So what I think I want to do is just kind of keep it in line with this right here. I think there's plenty of leaves where this guy will survive. And again, I don't want him to get too big because he outgrew his pot in a year, so kind of, I guess it would be safe to just kind of keep a little line right here. So, and I think there's enough foliage on the side that will keep him alive. So here we go. Okie dokie. I should be doing this with 2 hands. There we go. And I'll try to see if these guys grow. Cut all these cuttings somewhere. Wonderful. Well guys, that's basically all I have for today. I'll be posting a video, an update video in the fall. I'm sure this guy's gonna survive. He still has plenty of foliage. What I'll probably do now is just trim out some more leaves just to kind of promote some more growth on these other shoots right here. But I'm very happy, and yeah. This took a year to make. It's a lot of hard work, but super happy with the results. It looks great. It's only gonna get better, and definitely during the June, July months. May is always really rainy over here, but I'll definitely try to cover this up again because it is gonna get super dry. So yeah. Well, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you guys later.